Dubai's ruler, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has been ordered by the High Court in London to provide a British record of more than £554 million to settle a custody battle with his ex-wife over their 2 children. The bulk of the massive award to Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, half-sister of Jordan King Abdullah, and the couple's 2 children is to ensure their lifetime security, not least to address the grave risk posed to them by the Sheikh himself, the judge Philip Moore said. He directed Mohammed to make a one-off payment of £251.5 million within 3 months to Haya for the upkeep of her British mansions. To cover the money, she said she was owed for jewellery and racehorses and for her future security costs. The Sheikh, Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, was also told to provide £3 million towards the education of Jalila 14 and Zayed 9 and £9.6 million in arrears. He was also asked to pay £11.2 million a year for the children's maintenance and for their security when they become adults. These payments will be guaranteed via a £290 million security held by HSBC Bank. The final sum, despite being believed by some London lawyers to be the largest public award ever ordered by an English family court, is less than half of the £1.4 billion that Haya had originally sought. During almost 7 hours of testimony, Haya 47 said a large one-off payment would allow for a clean break and remove the Sheikh's hold over her and their children. "I really want to be free and I want them to be free," she told the court. The huge financial settlement is the latest development in a legal saga that began when the princess fled to Britain in April 2019, fearing for her safety after she began an affair with one of her bodyguards and a month after she had asked the Sheikh for a divorce. Later that year, the London court ruled Mohammed had carried out a campaign of threats and intimidation that made her fear for her life, and that he had also previously abducted and mistreated 2 of his daughters by another marriage. Earlier this year, the president of the family division in England and Wales, a senior judge, also determined that Mohammed had ordered the phones of Haya and her lawyers, one of whom is parliamentary lawmaker, to be hacked using the sophisticated Pegasus state security software. Haya had not asked for any divorce settlement. She did not offer an explanation, but her lawyers said she would have been entitled to seek billions as the ex-wife of one of the world's richest men. He said, "The mother's financial claims and the size of the relief that's being sought are quite unprecedented," the Sheikh's lawyer, Nigel Dyer, told the court during hearings which could not be reported until Tuesday. He said her demands were excessive and she was really claiming for herself under the guise of her children. He also accused the princess of misusing the children's funds, saying that she had paid out £6.7 million to blackmailers who were part of her security team to keep an affair quiet. The court did not hear from the alleged blackmailers. Haya said she used money from the children's accounts because she was frightened. Haya's lawyer Nicholas Cusworth said legal fees over 2.5 years had reached more than £70 million. Adding the true extent of the colossal sums spent by Mohammed will never be known. The bulk of Haya's financial award will go on security according to the details of the settlement. This was to keep the children safe from being abducted by their own father, the ruling said, including cash for a fleet of armoured cars which would be replaced every few years. Haya's lawyers told the judge the money available to the princess and the children in Dubai had been limitless, with access to more than a dozen luxurious homes, a £400 million yacht, and a fleet of private planes. She had an annual budget of more than £83 million for her household in Dubai, with another £9 million spending money, the ruling said. Mohammed's lawyer acknowledged to the court he could raise £1.25 billion in cash within 3 months. Haya told the court it was not excessive for her to ask for millions to pay for 5 housekeepers' clothing, upkeep of her 2 mansions, one estimated to be worth about £100 million, and regular holidays. Her jewellery, in total valued at some £20 million, would fill the courtroom if spread out, she said. Moore ordered Mohammed to pay her £1 million for missing haute couture garments, which she said had disappeared, and $5 million to cover 9 weeks of vacations for her and family members every year. "She is not in the context of this case wealthy," her lawyer Cusworth said. He said her demands should be seen in the context that Mohammed had a £2 million bill for buying strawberries one summer for his country estate northeast of London. However, the Sheikh's lawyer Dyer described many of Haya's claims as absurd or ridiculous and said they were totally at odds with her stated desire for her children to lead a normal life. He said the judge's ruling was likely to be the largest financial remedy award certainly ever ordered, and I imagine ever made by a family court. The previous largest sum ever thought to have been ordered by a British court was a £453.6 million that Russian billionaire Farkad Akhmedov was instructed to pay for his 2016 divorce settlement. Mohammed, 72, had offered to pay regular maintenance sums of £10 million a year and provide a £500 million guarantee, which Dyer said would hang like a sword of Damocles over his head and that of his family. In his conclusion, Moore said he found Dyer's evidence to be palpably honest. To Mohammed, the prince's lawyer Cosworth said the actual value of money is very different to any normal mortal involved in this case or any litigant who normally comes before this court. News Desk, Kaumudy Global.